All right, John Oakes here from HANKSTERS Hot Rods here in Indiana, Pennsylvania. I'm going to be showing you our newest addition to our inventory today. This is a 1967 Chevrolet Camaro. The color on it, Madeira Maroon, and this is an RS. And I think, if I remember correctly, I think it was just done up as an RS. I don't believe it had any of the SS emblems or anything like that, but we'll see that. Again, I get so many of them through here, it's hard to keep them all straight. But again, Madeira Maroon 67 Camaro RS. Starting here underneath the rear of the car, just pinpointing out some of the key things here that we see. We'll start with the fuel tank. Looks to be a nice new fuel tank underneath here. All your mounting straps and hardware, that looks to be all new as well. Even the rubber, between the strap and the tank, it's in excellent shape. You don't see any cracks or any dry rotting or anything. So that stuff's all pretty new on this car. Obviously, you see the full exhaust on this car, complete with the ending in the tailpipes poked out through the rear of the car here. These look to be, I don't think that they're chrome. They might be a stainless tailpipe, and they are welded on the extensions, and they're angle cut too, slash cut. So they look real nice on this car. We've got a 10-bolt GM rear end underneath here. Now this is the Big 10, the 8.5-inch ring gear, and it is a posi unit too as well. Now this car is sitting on all brand new 17-inch polished aluminum wheels. These are US mag wheels, the vintage style classic look, the 5-spoke polished aluminum, and all brand new Sumitomo HTR Z3 rubber on that as well. So again, wheels, tires, all your running gear, it's all new underneath here. Now this car, as we go up through the center and towards the front, you're going to be able to see those nice painted up floors, everything painted that same color as the exterior of the car, that Madeira Maroon. Now on the back here, we've got drum brakes here out at either end. Those are all plumbed up, and the emergency brake as well, all plumbed up with all the correct lines and hardware. You'll see that too a little later on. Looks to have fairly new brake lines everywhere. We'll take a look at the fuel lines too. Those look to be all pretty new too. Fairly new shocks as well on the back end of the car. And as you can see, it's multi-leaf rear suspension here too. So we'll go ahead and we'll move up towards the center now. All right, now we've moved up underneath the center here of our 67 RS Camaro. Again, now you can really see the floors underneath this car, just as nice as you could ask for. Again, the front pans, rear pans, all solid, no patching. As you can see, everything is all painted that same Madeira Maroon, just like the exterior of the car, the top side of the car. Again, just immaculate underneath here, the condition that we're seeing here. Again, that dual exhaust all the way from the engine all the way back. You've got the dual, these are, Flowmaster style mufflers. I don't see a name on them, but they're constructed exactly like the Flowmaster. Got that nice deep throaty sound to them. And again, we've already showed that the tailpipes are dumping out the rear of the car. You can see the front subframe here too, where we're at. That's in great condition as well. All painted up black. There's some nice contrasting colors underneath the car here. The transmission cross member in excellent shape. It's kind of like a semi-tubular type, transmission mount here. The rubber mount for the tail shaft in excellent shape too. All the bolts, everything just nice and completely going through. Now this is a turbo 400 automatic transmission, and that's coupled up to another date correct, non-original motor, but it's a date correct 327 motor hooked up to that turbo 400. Once again, this has the cover on it for your flywheel. So that's going to help protect any dirt or debris from getting in and possibly chipping a tooth or something off of your flywheel. Nice painted up oil pan underneath here too. Like I said, they've got everything detailed real nice on this car. Again, all your fuel lines, like I said, you can really see that fuel line down here running down the side. Brake line on the opposite side that you can't necessarily see, but it looks just as nice as new as what that fuel line does. Again, you can see all the cables, all of your mounting hardware, the correct frame hooks, J hooks, everything like that for your emergency brakes on the rear of the car. Everything's done very nice and very meticulous underneath this car. All right, and here we are now finally underneath the front end of our 67 Camaro RS. Again, everything you see here under the front is all pretty much factory stock stamped steel components for the suspension. So you've got, your stock lower control arms, stock upper A arms on the car. Now this does have a sway bar up front, but if you look at the sway bar end lengths, the rubber bushings, your frame mounts and the bushings here, everything's in great condition. No, no cracked or dry bushings, anything like that. So again, all your suspension should feel really good on this car as you're driving it. Ball joints, top and bottom, the little rubber dust boots, the dust covers, those are in excellent condition as well. You've still got the rubber bump stops on your lower control arms yet also to help cushion if you were to get yourself in a situation where it would bottom out like that. It's not going to because of those rubber bump stops. The frame itself up here, the subframe, again in excellent shape. Your cross member here, again, you can see just how nice and straight that is. Again, everything very meticulously done on the underside of this car. As I said, we've got brand new 17-inch wheels and tires on this car. Brand new. They're not, not used at all. They've just been put on. And then this car, as a finishing touch, they went ahead and added that front air dam, that plastic little air dam there that most of your Camaros had. So that's really about it on this car, the underside. As little as there really is to say, there's a lot that you can see as to how well this car was kept and cared for. So at this time, we'll go ahead and we'll get it down off the lift for you, and we'll show you what the outside, the inside, under the hood, we'll show you what all that stuff looks like, and then we'll get it started up for you so you can see and hear what that motor feels like too. All right, now we have our 67 Madeira Maroon Camaro RS here outside, and you can see now that we've got it outside in the sun how nice this car really is. Cleans up really nice. Again, it is an RS, so starting from the front here and just walking back the side, you've got the correct RS emblems, so it's like the lowercase r and the s up here for the 67 anyhow. You've got the white bumblebee nose stripe. Again, all the panels on this car are like new. I mean, it's all good metal here. We've got an all steel SS style hood here, complete with those the vents here up above. Again, fitment is nice on that as well. We'll see that when we come around to the front. Now, as I mentioned before, we've got brand new wheels and tires on this car. These are the 17-inch US mags. We purchased those from MHT Wheel, and these are brand new Sumitomo HTR Z3 rubber that's mounted on those. Now, tire size on the front, that's 215/45 ZR17s, and you can see how nice those fit. Now, this car does have a little bit of a lower stance to it too, so those fill out that wheel well pretty nice. Plus, it does not rub either, so it's just big enough to make it look good but not cause any interference with the inner fender well or anything. You've got the Camaro emblem right up here on the back side of the front fender here. Doors, you can see how nice the door fits. The gap up here, top to bottom, very uniform, fits real nice and tight. Again, back here, door gap, very nice. And again, the elevation, very nice as well back here. Now this is a 67, so you see the wing window here. The chrome around the wing window is in very nice shape, the trim and everything. You've got a driver's side mirror here as well. Not driver adjustable from the inside, but it is manually adjustable. You just reach out and adjust it there. Again, you've got that rocker molding down the side of the car, down that rocker. and that's in good condition too, nice and straight, not wavy or no dings or anything like that. As we walk towards the back here, again, all the panels just as nice as it could be. So you can tell somebody took their time in prepping this car whenever they did do the paint work on it. Again, back wheels and tires, same thing, 17-inch polished aluminum US mags here, and again that Sumitomo HTR Z3 rubber. Now on the back, size is a little different, 235/55 ZR17s. Again, the back tire, you want to get it just a little wee bit bigger, again enough to fill the wheel well up but not cause any rubbing issues. And then to the back here, you can see it's got the rear trunk spoiler back here as well, just to kind of complete the look here, give it that nice sleek look here that we're all looking for. What we'll do now is we're going to go up here, we're going to open the door, take a look on the inside, and we'll point out what all we see on the interior of the car now. Alright, here we are sitting inside of our 67 Camaro RS here. I'm going to go ahead and point out to you again all the stuff that we see on the interior of the car here. That way it gives you a better idea of what the whole cockpit of this car looks like. Obviously the first thing you see is this big factory style steering wheel here. It's got the RS horn button right here in the center. We have factory gauges, which are the 120 mile-an-hour speedometer over there, and the factory fuel gauge. This is factory dash, again, no modifications or alterations of any kind. The dash pad up top here looks to be all new. There's no cracks or anything like that on the dash pad, all good condition. Now this is the full deluxe interior. You could tell that in part by the seat covers here. You always had the inset, the white line insets. Now you could get these in different colors, but this color goes really well with the car. All black interior. As you can see, black carpeting. It's got the black RS floor mats in here as well. Now as far as other stuff up here on the dash, this does have aftermarket air conditioning in it, as we've stated before. You can see some of the vents right here, right in the center of the dash, and then I'm sure they have, yeah, they do have some vents underneath the dash as well. This has the retro sound, AM, FM digital radio in it, and again, retrofitted. It's not modifying the dash in any way. It uses the stock dash cutout and mounts right in there just like the factory unit would have. Again, they went with the factory style heat and AC controls, but again, that is an aftermarket heat and AC unit out under the hood, but they wanted to keep the look original in here. Aftermarket gauges in the car include an aftermarket water temperature gauge, an aftermarket voltmeter, and an aftermarket oil pressure gauge. So again, those things are just placed right under the dash, easily viewable so that you can keep an eye on all of those as you're driving. Factory automatic center console here. Again, that was the Turbo 400 transmission in this car, automatic. So again, the center console is in excellent shape. All seat belts also, those are all present as well on this car, front and rear belts. The headliner fitted up real nice, tucked in nice and tight, no sagging or anything like that. So again, that probably all new stuff in this car. It looks the part, and it's been installed to where it looks really good in the car. So with that, that's pretty much everything on the interior of the car. We'll go ahead now, just like we normally do. We'll go to the back side of the car, check the trunk out, walk around the other side, and then we'll end up front. Alright, now standing behind our 67 Camaro RS, we're going to take a look at the back section of the car here, take a look at the trunk and the trim around that back window. So starting with the trim around the back window, again, you can see how nice a condition that's really in. No dings or dents, or you don't see any rub marks or any scratch marks, anything like that. The trim is all in excellent condition. The trunk lid itself, look at the fitment. All the gaps, the elevation, the whole way around is very good on this car. No issues whatsoever there. Again, that trunk spoiler back here. The taillights, you'll notice this has the correct taillights in it. So you got the solid one color lens, all red lens here for the RS. The bezel around that, again, you can see how nice a condition that's in. The trim work around it, no marks whatsoever. And then at the black painted area, no chips or anything on that. Beautiful chrome bumper back here. As we mentioned before, on the underside, we've got those slash cut tailpipe extensions back here. And again, the correct rear lower valance with the backup lights installed in there as well. One more thing back here for the RS is that fuel cap lid, and you see it's got the RS insignia right on it. We'll go ahead and pop the trunk and we'll show you how nice this car is. Again, very nice top to bottom, inside and out. As you can see, the underside of the trunk lid painted the exact same Madeira maroon color as the exterior of the car. Even the inside of the trunk pan itself, painted that same color, that Madeira maroon. It's got the drain plugs installed in there also, all in good shape, no patches or anything. Good solid floors in this car. Weather stripping looks to be all brand new. No cracks, tears, or you know, the dry cracking, you know, that you would get from old weather stripping. This is all new stuff on this car. So we'll go ahead and close this up now, and you see it just shuts nice there. Good thud. So we're good on the back of the car there. You see how nice everything is here. We'll continue up the passenger side, and we'll get you up to the front and take a look under the hood too as well. Alright, now here on the passenger side of our 67 Camaro, again, we'll just quickly go up this side of the car. Everything's the same as what was over on the other side. The metal's all in good shape here. You see the rear bumper, it's tucked around there and wrapped around those quarter panels real nice and tight. Again, I've already mentioned the wheels and the tires, all of that stuff, all brand new. You've got the bright work here, the roof drip rail molding. We saw those on both sides. And again, the door fitment. You see your gaps here on both the back side and even the front side. Very nicely done. Elevation's very nice too. So they've got everything all adjusted real well on this car. All of the trim around the windows, like I said, those wing window trim in excellent shape as well. As we work our way forward here, again, the Camaro emblem here on the back side of the front fender. You've got the bright work molding along the rocker panel of the car, nice and straight, no scratches on that as well. And again, those US mag wheels, 17-inch the whole way around, front and back. The only thing that's different is the actual size of the tires. Which brings us to the front end again. So what we'll do now is we'll reposition. We'll go ahead and pop the hood on this too as we discuss the front end here and show you what's underneath here. Alright, now this brings us right to the front end of the car, basically the business end of this car. Again, being an RS Camaro, you had that very distinct front grille assembly on these cars. It had the hideaway headlights just as ours do here. So again, all blacked out grille with the bright work trim around the very outer edge of it the whole way around. The RS emblem right in the middle of the grille as well. Again, the hideaway headlights, when you pull the switch, those will open up and let your light shine through. We've got the SS steel hood here on the car too. You can see the louvers up there. Those are in excellent shape too. The bright work on those, very nicely polished up there. Chrome front bumper, tucked in nice and tight. Again, you see that white bumblebee nose stripe on the car as well. And then also underneath here on the front end of our car is that black front air dam too, to complete that whole look on the car. What we'll do now, I'm going to go ahead and pull the hood release here, and we'll show you what is under the hood. Okay, so again, as you can see, everything on this car very nicely done, very nicely detailed. Underside of the hood, just like the rest of the car, painted up that same Madeira maroon color there. That color's throughout the car. You see it here on the radiator support, the core support too. So they've done a nice job on this car. Now, under the hood, this is, again, as I mentioned before, it's a non-numbers match, but it is a date correct 1967 327 small block Chevy motor. It's got the chrome air cleaner on it, the chrome valve covers, the Edelbrock aluminum intake, and that's an Edelbrock carburetor on there too. Single feed, 4-barrel carburetor with electric choke on it. As I said before too, it's got the aftermarket air conditioning. It's all hooked up, it all works. Power brakes back there, nice big booster back there for it. Power steering as well. It retains the factory style radiator here with the plastic shroud on it, just like the Camaros came with. Again, all your heater lines, all your AC lines, those are all run, all hooked up, and again, that all functions as it should. As far as the exhaust goes on the car, we do have stock cast exhaust manifolds on it, but again, we already saw that it's got full dual exhaust on it with those Flowmaster style mufflers, and then of course the tailpipes out the back of the car. We've got a transmission cooler here also, and the AC condenser as well. So again, everything plumbed up as it should be, and everything functioning as it should be. And that's really about it. As you can see, everything nicely detailed. Again, whoever did the car was very meticulous about this car, and they did one heck of a nice job on it. So again, the person looking for this car, if that's you, I don't think that you're going to be a bit disappointed with this car at all. Good running, driving car, and as you can see, a very nice looking car as well.